Good morning. What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. It's another Monday morning. Y'all know what we do on Mondays. We move, we motivate, and we make sure our mindset is right. It's about our mindset, it's about movement, it's about motivating and to get moving into our new week. This is a new week. This is a new opportunity. This is a new day that we are blessed to be here to be able to see because everybody didn't make it here this morning, y'all. So I'm not gonna go down that road, but just to say let's get our mindset right. We're here to get your mindset right. We're here to move. We're here to motivate. That's what we want to do. That's what we do on a weekly basis. That's what we do on every Monday. We're here to help you with your mindset, to help you move, and help you be motivated for this week. So I got something for you. Y'all know I got something for you for this week. This week, what are we focusing on? What principles are we going to be looking into this week? And as I was thinking about this weekend, and I'm going to get into a couple different things, but this weekend I was thinking about what I could talk about, and of course I came up with with things that I wanted to be able to talk about. And today I wanted to be able to um, this week I'm going to be talking about my brand new development um, concept, my brand new development um, series. It's the seven fundamental strategies of branding. As entrepreneurs, as leaders, we have to be able to understand that who we are is encompassed in our brands and what we do. So this week we're going to be talking about all of those things that have to deal with us and our brands. As entrepreneurs, your brand is one of your most important things that you're going to be able to have to deal with and have a concept for. I watched this morning. Hey, good morning, Doc. How are you? Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. I watched this weekend. I watched two great movies. One was called the truth. I keep forgetting the name of the truth about Ruth, or the story of Ruth. It was the story of Ruth. Really good movie. It was recommended to me by my friend, my good friend Kendall. He said you should really watch. It's a great story. It's about the story of Ruth in the Bible. It's really great with Loretta Devine and Denise Boutte, and I can't forget the guy's name, but he's been on like the SCI. He played in Jumping the Broom as the chef. But it's some really good acting, but a great story, a storyline, and everything that went along with it. But the other movie that I really want to get into, because it has to do with what we're talking about today, with the seven fundamental strategies of branding. And this week we're going to be focusing on, well, today we're going to be focusing on partnerships, collaborations, and sponsorships. But I watched the movie Air. And for those that want to see it, if you have Prime, it's actually on Prime. So you can, if you have a Prime membership, you can go on and you have the Prime hooked up to your TV. You can actually go and watch it. It's really great. They did an excellent job of telling the story about Nike and how they were able to sign Michael Jordan. And this is before, this is how it all got started. Put it that way. But the story begins in 1984-ish, just before the draft. And Nike, for those that aren't familiar, Nike was an upstart at that time. Hey, brother Rico, thanks for tuning in. Nike was an upstart in 1984. It had been, I think, in existence for just a couple of years. Nobody knew about it. It wasn't a big name tennis shoe or what Nike is today. But they're looking for a talent to be able to sign to Nike to endorse, to be an endorser of Nike, and have an endorsement deal by an athlete. So they're talking about the different basketball players that are coming out of college, and that '84 draft. For those that don't know, the NBA '84 draft was packed. It's probably one of the best draft classes, if not the best draft class ever. So Nike is looking for that signature athlete that they can have to become their they're the kind of person that they want to embody Nike. So the story is about how they got to sign Michael Jordan, and the gentleman who was the scout that signed Michael Jordan. And one of the things that I knew I was going to be talking about these things all week, and I wanted to be able to wrap this around this story air. I thought it was great, and especially today talking about partnerships, collaborations, partnerships, collaborations, and sponsorships. That's a part of who you are as a business and a brand, because you want to have ambassadors, you want to have those people that endorse your product. So one of the partnerships that you create, the relationships that you create, and that was one of the things about Nike. And this gentleman, he had relationships in what he was creating and working for Nike. He had these relationships, and I watched the other movie I watched was The Black Godfather, and I had seen it before, but I loved watching that about Mr. Clarence Avant. And he says in his Black Godfather that relationships are resources. And in the movie Air, the guy that Matt Damon plays, who is the guy that gets to sign Michael Jordan, is a phenomenal scout for talent. And he doesn't look at talent the way that everybody else did, especially at that time. I mean, you got to think 1984. There wasn't, I'm going to talk about technology tomorrow, but the technology, one of the only thing that he had was a VCR and be able to watch the footage, that video footage that they got, to look at the talent and who they wanted to partner with. And here's the thing, who Nike partnered with back at that time, and you think about them selecting, Michael Jordan selecting them as their partner, as their collaborator, was a humongous thing, y'all. If you haven't seen the movie Air, you'll understand what I'm saying once you watch the movie, because it talks about what was created, the partnership that was created between Nike and Michael Jordan, Michael Jordan's mom, and how she created the partnership with. Because it wasn't going to be a partnership. Because back then, athletes didn't have any say in what was to happen with them. They signed the deal. The different companies cut them a check. Adidas, which was the top tennis shoe back then, that was who Michael Jordan was going to go with. That's who he wanted to sign with. He wanted to be an Adidas man. Adidas was the hottest shoe out there at that time. You gotta think, Run DMC wrote a song about it called My Adidas. But so Adidas was who he wanted to partner with, who he wanted to sign with. And for those entrepreneurs, understand that when you have these partnerships that you're establishing and that you're making, partnership can be where you have someone has a vested interest in your company, or a company that you all create. That's a partnership that you create. Or even when you want someone to be an ambassador for you, you want someone to speak for your company, or even if it's someone that may be a client, but they have a significant amount of influence, that they are a partner with you because of the relationship that you all create. That's important. And that's what they did in the movie Air. That's what Michael Jordan did with Nike. He got into this partnership with them. And the deal became a partnership because of what his mother negotiated for him. And I mean, Matt Damon's character was a phenomenal kind of a negotiator, talking, because he went to, and I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but he went to Michael Jordan's house, and he didn't speak to Michael. He spoke to his mother. Didn't talk to his dad. Dad was just like, okay, let moms handle all of that. Mom was the one that he had the conversation with. And he had this way of explaining to her what the difference was between Nike Adidas, and Converse, because those were the three big, well, Converse and Adidas were the two biggest tennis shoes. I think Nike might have been three or four, because I think Puma might have even been number three, and then Nike was number four, because like I told you, Nike was an upstart. It wasn't even nowhere near what it is today, and it's where it is today partially because of Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan, and I talk about Magic and Bird saving the NBA. Michael Jordan created Nike, and the gentlemen that were on that team that created the Air Jordan brand or the Jordan brand, are those 3-4 men that were part of that group, as powerful, made Nike what it is today. And that's real. That's some real. So as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure that you have the people around you that create, when you're creating this partnership, that you're creating, you want to make sure that you have people that are tenacious, resilient, that they have a mindset that is in line with who you are as an entrepreneur. You want to make sure that they have the mission of the company first and foremost, and push it beyond what you believe it can be. That was one of the things that I loved about Matt Damon's character. He pushed the owner of Nike beyond what he thought it could be, because the owner, the CEO of Nike, or there was a board of directors, he was content with being, hey, this is the way that it is. This is how we usually do it. This is how we do things. And as entrepreneurs, we have to be open-minded, and we have to understand too that in order to be able to get different, you got to think different. In order to be able to get different, you got to be different. You can't be like everybody else and be top in your industry. You've got to be beyond what everybody else was. And that's what Matt Damon's character was. He thought beyond just the tennis shoe. When it came to, he came to the gentleman that created the tennis shoe, the Air Jordan tennis shoe, just another brilliant man that was on the team. And you could see that his passion for tennis shoes was just off the chain. It was crazy. And I loved it, because he took on the challenge of creating an imagery around the tennis shoe around, and I love what they said. He created the tennis shoe around the character of Michael Jordan versus putting Michael Jordan into the character of who Nike was. So understand that as entrepreneurs, as leaders, you don't have to always shape people into who you want them to be on your team. Allow them to be able to be who it is that they can be, and the skill set that they utilize, the skill set that they have. And that was the thing, that they took Michael Jordan's swag, if you will, his competitiveness. If you think about, he was relentless, he was resilient, he was going to be one of the most competitive athletes ever. When you think about athletes and their competitiveness, Michael Jordan is right there at the top. There's not, and other star athletes have said it, that Michael Jordan is the most competitive person that they've ever met. I think him and Kobe are just like two peas in a pod, because they are two of the most competitive. And I know Magic and Bird and all of them, they're competitive too, but that Michael and Kobe just took and take it to another level. So understand, don't close someone in always to the image of who you are or what your brand is. You have to sometimes be able to shape and mold, hey, how does who this person is fit in to who we are as a brand? And I promise you, if you look at it from that perspective as an entrepreneur, and you're open-minded and don't let the ego get in your way, because many times our egos as entrepreneurs get in our way. They hinder us from being able to bring on. And even the CEO of Nike, he had you gotta have an ego, but what I mean is you don't allow it to hamper you in being able to have someone that could bring on and take your brand and your business to that unbelievable level. And had the CEO of Nike not been open minded enough or had the mindset to say, you know what, go ahead, let's make this deal. Do what you need to do. Nike would have never may not even be existed today, but it certainly would not be the company that it is now. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. So, as an entrepreneur, when you want to grow your business, when you want to make your business something that beyond what you could even think of it becoming, they're gonna be things that you're gonna have to do sometimes that push you. There are gonna be people in the partnerships that you get in, the collaborations that you do, and even the sponsorships that you might think about doing. Does this? At the end of the day, you got to ask your question: does this partnership, does this collaboration, does this sponsorship align with who we are? But then two, does it have the capability to expand who we are? And that's what Michael Jordan gave to Nike. It gave in its partnership, in its collaboration, and even the sponsorship of Michael being a sponsor, ambassador of Nike. It expanded who and what Nike was. The campaign, when you think about Be Like Mike, all of that you'll see all of that in this movie. And it's phenomenal when I think about it. How we as entrepreneurs, how we as leaders can use partnerships, collaborations, and sponsorships to be able to create the brands that we want to be able to create. Think about that this week. Think about your partnerships. Think about your collaborations. Think about your sponsorships. If you don't have them, think about how they can benefit you, how they expand who you are as a brand. Because I promise you, creating partnerships and collaborations and sponsorships will expand who you are. You'll have a reach that you would not have. And your reach will, because if you're coming to the table with someone who's already, may already have a business and y'all are partnering to be able to do some things together, that's a great thing. And that will allow you to be able to reach their network. They'll be able to tap into your network, and that expands both of you's network. Because y'all know what I talk about, your business ecosystem. This is everything I'm talking about this week is about helps you to be able to grow your business ecosystem, grow your brand, grow your business. If you do these 7 fundamental strategies for branding, I promise you, your brand will grow. Your business will grow. But you've got to have the mindset. You got to have the mindset to build partnerships. You got to have the mindset to build collaborations. You got to have the mindset to be sponsors. And you've got to be strategic in those sponsorships, in those partnerships, in those collaborations. Because if you go into it without a strategy, then you can wind up flopping and wind up not being successful. And we don't want that. We want you to be successful. We want you to be like Nike. We want you to be like Mike. And I'm going to say this all week, just to let you all know. The deal that was made by Michael Jordan's mom. And I understand now, because I didn't realize this, that Michael Jordan's mom negotiated for him. Not only, they originally signed him for $250,000, right? That was the contract. $250,000 and a Mercedes-Benz. But here's what his mom did. She said, I want my son to have a part of the tennis shoe sales. A percentage, 10% of the tennis shoe sales. Everything that the Air Jordan brand is, Michael gets 10%. And just to let y'all know, the partnership that was created, the collaboration between Jordan and Nike and why it's lasted years and why Michael Jordan continues to the brand Jordan, a umbrella or under the umbrella of Nike, but brand Jordan, part of the Nike family, Nike tree. He gets 10%, and his Jordan brand creates $4 billion a year for Nike. Just his brand. How much Michael Jordan makes off of that partnership? A year. And this is, they say at the end, it says this is his discretionary income. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Wait a minute. It's his discretionary income. Now, how would you all like to have a discretionary income of $400 million? Like I said, Nike makes $4 billion. Michael gets 10% of that $400 million. That ain't a bad year. That's what partnerships can do for you. That's what collaborations can do for you. That's what making the right deal. That's what connecting with the right people can do for you. So this week, think about it. As entrepreneurs, as leaders, I want you to think about that. Think about the partnerships that you're building. Think about the collaborations that you're building. Think about the sponsorships that you could do. Put yourself in the position to be able to grow your business, grow your brand, and grow your ecosystem. Put yourself in the position to be great this week. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. Think about that as you go into this week and blow it out the water. When you're sitting down and you're developing those relationships, when you're sitting down, you're in those conversations and building those relationships. Look at who you are. Look at what your brand is. Look at who they are. Look at what their brand is. If you're coming together like that, or if you're bringing someone on to be an ambassador for your business. Think about it. I want you to be able to say, hey, this partnership, this collaboration, this sponsorship is creating in my brand the ability to be able to grow, expand, and we're building capacity. That's what partnerships can do for you. That's what collaborations can do for you. That's what sponsorships can do for you. They allow you the ability to be able to build capacity. And that's what we want to be able to do. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. Want y'all to have a phenomenal day. It's a nice day. It's supposed to be great. This nice week this week. Y'all know. Get out. Get your vitamin D in. Get that healthy walk on. Get that healthy, fresh air in. We want y'all to have a great week. Remember, partnerships, collaborations, and sponsorships. Grow your capacity. Grow your business. Grow your brand. Grow you. We'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.